Good afternoon guys, and welcome to another bridleless competing vlog, but this time we have some very exciting news, which is that I am actually allowed to compete. So last time, if you watched the other vlog, I was allowed to go to the competition and do my rounds, but I had to be HC, which means that you can't place and you're not like against the clock, you just go at your own pace. It's like a clear round. But we asked the venue and they double checked, and this time I am allowed to compete if I don't have my schooling whip with me. So we have done some work on steering just off the neck strap without my schooling whip, and hopefully it will all go to plan.
Hi! You up to?
I've just got the hiccups, which is going to be interesting when trying to vlog, but some more info on the competition. I am going to be doing the same heights I did last time, which is the 60 and the 70. Yeah, again, because we're bridleless and want to keep it small and easy, and they introduce the, oh, thank you Scruffy.
Hi!
I'm trying to put a jump up. Yeah. They introduced the fillers at 70, so it's nice for him to be able to have a nice non-spooky round in the 60 where there's, oh sorry buddy, not really anything to worry about, and then he's confident for the 70 where the fillers come in, which is where it all went a little bit wrong last time when we had just had one stop at a spooky filler. But we have done some practice and we've got ourselves nice and prepared, so we know what to do now and how to help. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now, and what I'm just setting up in the field, is I'm going to do a little bit of hunt the jump, which is what I do with Yoda and what has hugely helped him with his stopping at competitions, with his confidence generally over jumps, and that is essentially teaching the horse to seek out the jump, and it creates a positive association with it, so when they go over the jump they get the treat. And we started this off by just having poles on the floor and giving him the choice to go over it, follow me at liberty, or to go round it, whatever. And if he chooses to touch it with his nose or go over it, then he gets the treat, and then you build that up, and then eventually they're looking for the jump and always wanting to jump it. And so we're going to do a tiny bit of that now in the afternoon before we head off this evening. Mia actually introduced the concept of hunt the jump to us and taught us how to do it, so big thanks to Mia really for helping us with that, because it has been a huge help with him generally with his thoughts on jumping. He's already trying to get to the jump. Another thing I thought I should mention is that me personally, I am not a believer of needing to jump your horse the day before a competition or have a lesson the day before a competition, because I don't really think that's necessary, and I think all it really does is tire them out physically and possibly mentally, and if you have a negative jumping session, that's going to set you up negatively for the competition. So this is not jumping. He's at liberty trotting over probably a 30 centimetre cross pole and smaller. What was that? What's that? Did something scare you? So yeah, and if he doesn't want to do it, he won't do it, but it's about building the positive association with the jump before we go, and that will help us when he's bridleless. Hey? So yeah, it's not physical work at all for him. It's very, very small and keeping it chill. Yeah? Good boy. I'm gonna put it as a pole. Good boy. Good. Yeah. Can we the other one? I am all ready to go. I'm very excited and actually a bit more nervous than I was last time. I think it's because last time I was thinking about feeling ill, so I wasn't really like in the right headspace to be nervous, but we're gonna be okay.
Yodi.
We've arrived. It's windy,
But it's hot. Yeah.
and
Yum yum.
There's water course. The spooky orange and black one, which is the one you stopped at last time, was the first jump, so that's going to be interesting. Fine. You're just pretty chilled. I am keeping in the.
Are you pretty chilled?
I'm pretty chilled. I'm always chilled.
Yeah.
In the trailer for a bit because we've parked on gravel, and because he's barefoot, I don't like keeping him on gravel for too long in case it mixes.
Those footsies. Those footsies.
Tis the no, I'm just putting a tie on. Seeing if I can remember how to do my tie. Yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. Outfit of the day. So this was me and Yoda's first round. We spent quite a lot of time beforehand debating whether or not I was actually going to do it, because in the warm-up he just didn't feel 100% right. He didn't feel lame or sore, he just felt a lot more laid back and steady than he normally does. And I didn't feel that sort of pull and keenness that's normal for him when we went towards the jumps in the warm-up. And this may have just been because it was hot. He also has PSSM, which means he can sometimes get days where his muscles are a bit more sore, where he feels a bit more stiff. So there are a number of things it could have been, but I just felt he wasn't quite himself. So I did spend a lot of time thinking about it before we went in, and I went in with the attitude that if he didn't feel right going over the first few jumps, then I would retire and come out. And this was basically like my warm-up round technically, so I was like, we'll see if he gets into the flow of things, we'll see if things get any better, and I'll just see how it all goes. And you can probably tell from the videos that he looks a bit more steady and a bit more sticky over the jumps than normal, and Yoda can get like this at competitions, but the beginning of this competition season he had been absolutely amazing with being confident and happy and keen at competitions, so I was kind of just feeling a little bit confused as to what was going on with him and his body. So I was just like, this obviously isn't going to be a competitive day, so I'll just see how he goes round. And it really doesn't look as bad as it felt to me. I think I'm someone who really overanalyzes everything that's going on in his body, because I notice every single little change, everything that's not how it normally is. I notice when he's feeling a bit stiff, I notice when he's feeling a bit wonky. All of that kind of stuff are things that I pick up on, so I think about that quite a lot, and that's something that really matters to me. And actually he got more into it as we went around. I think he probably got a bit more warmed up, everything felt a bit more comfortable, but we did a really nice clear round for only our second time in the ring bridleless.
Oh, how lush is that?
And this is our second round. This was the 70, and when I tell you Yoda was being so responsive, he was listening to every single tiny change in position of the neck strap. Obviously I didn't have my schooling whip with me, which is what I normally use to steer, and we've only done one jumping session where I haven't used it before, so it is a new concept to both of us, and he was literally amazing. I think that is the most in tune he's ever been in terms of steering, with just my body weight, the gentle changes in where the neck strap is on his neck and everything like that. He just felt like he was listening so intently and trying his hardest. So again, before this round there was lots of chat as to whether I was going to do it or not, and I made the decision that if he stopped at a jump that was non-spooky, so without a filler or anything that he might have been scared of, then I would just put one more easy one, so a cross pole, and then retire. But if it was a spooky one, then we know he kind of, we know he can be spooky, so that's not necessarily about his comfort in his body. So yeah, I was just like, we'll see how it goes again, and no pressure to not retire. Like, I can just stop at any point if I need to, if he's not feeling right. And you can immediately see I went in there with a different kind of energy. I was like, okay, come on, we can do this. Let's get the energy up. Let's go a bit faster. Let's get that nice forward canter. And you can see how much it changed him. He looks a lot better. And you can see he did a huge leap over the next one. And now I knew that after this one, there was one with potentially spooky fillers coming up. So I was riding forward into it. I was giving him vocal encouragement. I was talking to him into it. And you can see he just does one of his last minute stops. And honestly, I can't even work out why he stopped at this one. To me, it didn't feel like he was spooking at it. To me, it just felt like he had one of his last minute sort of anxiety thoughts that make him think he couldn't do it. And that is something that I thought we had worked through and got better at because of how well our events had gone earlier on in the season. So yeah, it's quite frustrating because I don't know why he's doing it. No one can really put a finger on it, so I don't really know how to help him. And I think you can actually hear me in the video after he'd done it. I said that was silly because I was like, there's really no reason for it. The last 3 jumps were really nice, and the whole round had definitely a lot more positive riding from me, which definitely helped him. And I'll just replay this so you can kind of see what I mean. He doesn't back off it like he would if he was spooking at it. And it's not because of the striding, so we had a great shot for striding, and he just decides literally right at the last minute that he can't do it. Something in his brain is telling him that he can't do it, and that is what we have to try and work out. We have to try and figure out why he thinks that and how we can help him. Okay, so we've just got back home and slight mixed feelings about today. We got there and I felt he wasn't 100% in the warm-up. He wasn't lame, but he just felt a bit more tired than normal, a bit more like, actually I'd rather just stand still. And I was like, I was having a big debate with myself about whether to do it or not to do it, and I was like, I'll just go in and I'll do the first one and I'll see how he feels. And you can probably see he's just a little bit more sticky than normal in the first round, and he's not like gonna stop or anything. He's just like not really wanting to take a long stride, a bit more slow than normal. I think it felt a lot worse than it looked. But so yes, that was the first round, and then I came out and again I was like, I really don't know whether to do the second one or not. And we had a long conversation about it. I was like, well actually I was riding quite chill. I wasn't really pushing as much as I can. I didn't really have lots of energy anyway.
So I'd like to say that very quickly our expectation has gone from, oh my god, it's amazing you've just done a show jumping competition, Bridleless, to, oh how frustrating that we had to stop. And forgetting the fact that A, it's amazing that she did it bridleless, B, he's amazing, and C, she did it without her schooling whip, which she doesn't use as a whip, but as you guys know, she uses as a steering thing. She had no, that's Otto saying hi, she had no way of steering him apart from the neck strap and her seat, and I think that's pretty cool that you managed that. All in all, yeah, top 10.
But anyway, yeah, so I was debating whether to do it or not, but then I did, and I said to Mum before I went in, if he stops at one that's not spooky, then I'll retire, but if he stops at one that is spooky, then I'll pop it again and see what happens. And as you saw, he did stop at the purple one, which does have fillers, but he wasn't spooking at it. He wasn't looking at it, he just decided to stop, which we have absolutely no idea why he does it. It is just something he does, and it's something he always does at competitions, and something we thought we had helped because of how amazing his eventing was going. And so I'm kind of just wondering how I can help him because I don't know what the problem is. Something in his head makes him feel like he can't do it as he gets there, and I don't know what that is. I don't know how to help if I don't know what it is. So I think from here we'll see how things go, and we've got an event in a few weeks, see how that goes, and maybe if that doesn't go so well he can have a little break. We'll see. And I mean, he was amazing. The second round was a lot better in terms of our speed and our energy. I think I kind of changed my mindset a bit and I was like, right, let's crack on with it, let's go. I was talking to him a lot more and I was riding a lot more forward. So yeah, second round was nicer with more energy, but then we had to stop, and that is just something we'll have to figure out. But yeah, overall he's been very good. Actually today he was so responsive to where the neck strap was, because obviously I'm used to using my stick for steering. We haven't done masses on using the neck strap. I mean, we have, but like not without my stick. And I didn't have it today, obviously, and every time I shifted it slightly, he was like, okay, this way, okay, that way. So that was really nice to feel, because he just felt super responsive and super listening to me. And so yeah, good boy. So yeah, like I said, slightly mixed feelings, but overall a positive day, and just got some things to work on and some things to figure out, and yeah, we'll just see what happens. As you guys know, I was technically competing this time, so I could have placed, and actually in the 60 I think I was 0.10 of a second away from placing, but then again we weren't aiming for speed because he was feeling a little bit off. So yeah, I mean, I think last time they said we would have come third, so our round last time was definitely faster and more confident, but we'll see how he's feeling over the next few days and go from there. He definitely felt a lot nicer in the 70. I think he kind of was a bit more warmed up, he kind of was in the flow, he knew what he was doing, and I was riding a lot more positively, which is always going to help, isn't it, buddy? So yeah, if we'd gone 0.10 of a second faster, we could have placed. But yeah, it's not really the point, is it? The point is that I'm doing something bridleless, it's something new, it's something different, and I need to remember to focus on that, because really I shouldn't be expecting to place on my second ever competition bridleless. So yeah, we'll see how everything goes, but thank you for watching, thank you for coming on our journey with us, and I hope to see you in the next video.